sir, we promise you a great night like that. Uncle
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. The man, the myth, the legend, push play the motherfucking DJ. Boy, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I just want to say real quick, if Push It to the Limit is an intro that you use just for me from somebody who grew up in Miami, I appreciate that. So
Yeah, yeah. Now everybody on this show gets their own song.
I
And
appreciate that, man. I feel good, man. I'm happy to be part of the Square Conversations, man. It's an honor being here, and I appreciate that warm intro and the warm welcome.
my pleasure, my pleasure. Man, we've been trying to get this. I think I mentioned Square Conversations to you damn near the second day that after I met you. It was kind of like I was in your stream the first day, peeping you out, and I was like, "Well, we need to talk."
Yeah, yeah.
And that was
It's- you mentioned it to me when you first met me. You mentioned it to me when you met me in person.
right.
You mentioned it to me again. So this has definitely been long overdue. So I'm happy that we finally able to make it happen.
Damn, that mean almost 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah, about 2 years.
Shit, Jesus. Because I remember we were all sitting down and we were eating,
hmm
and uh, I think I was sitting down at the table with Blurred and Jay and Gene, and
hmm
I was like, "Push outside? No way, no way." Because you were at the table
With Vegas,
with Vegas and because I wouldn't have actually went out there. I saw
right?
Vegas first,
hmm
and so I walked out there, and like the entire like most of the Twitch Black Guild was out there. Anka,
Yep.
everybody. And then I don't think you saw her, but because I think they showed up right after y'all left. But after y'all left, um, Majestic ended up showing up,
Oh yeah, no, I definitely did. No, yeah, definitely did see that.
and Dro came through the door, but she didn't stay. She kind of like came through the door, turned around, and left.
Okay,
But yeah,
that
man.
makes sense.
What's down, Coldberg? How you feeling?
Big cool.
Speaking of Coldberg, this show, this episode, even though it is the uh the first episode of season 3, which means we've been doing this for 3 years, Yates.
That's wild.
This particular episodes, and you see it in the back, you know what's going on. Mouth Appreciation Week. We getting ready for Twitch Mania. That's why I'm glad uh 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 no ID. He who has no identification is in the crowd because it's all fun and games tonight. Tomorrow night, though, tomorrow night, I hope you got a good insurance plan because Michael Cole fed you to me. So whatever happens tomorrow night, it's not my fault. You blame Michael Cole. Okay. Now, like I said, I have seen Mouth grow from damn near start to finish. Like Cole always talking, like Mouth didn't start off as an E-Fed uh where like it is now, where it's CPU versus CPU matches. No, we was in that bitch actually playing and fighting each other.
That's
we
real.
would
Y'all playing and fighting each other was before my time. I joined in when it officially became CPU versus CPU.
yeah, like I was supposed to be a part of, and I was a part of the build up for Twitch Mania
Was it
2.
2?
And dang, we had 5 now. That's crazy. I was a part of the build up for Twitch Mania 2 without even, it was kind of on accident. I was visiting, um, I was visiting my sister, and I think there was a death in the family or something. And I get online and I hear Macho Glint just talking cash shit. Like, Buddy was like, where is Creep? Next thing I know, I'm getting beat the fuck up on video. So, like, you know, um, and I was part of that. I was part of the build up, and me and my peek behind the curtain. Not this, not this curtain. This curtain is fighting me. But
I don't think Gambit would appreciate that.
Gambit over there laid out in the middle of the hallway, right under the fan.
Oh, okay. Where he should be.
Um, but I was, I was, um, I was supposed to have a match with Macho Glenn. And then because of the death in the family, we had to take an immediate pivot because I thought I was gonna be back in time to do all the like the promotionals and like I said, back then we had to actually fight, like actually play the game. And so I thought I was gonna be back and I didn't bring my system with me. And so I was actually, I believe, supposed to have 2 nights that night, right, Cole? Because I was supposed to fight Twitchy and then I was supposed to fight Macho. Because Twitchy was on a the previous gen system. Um and I ended up not being able to make it. So I go to sleep. I wake up to, where is Creole King Kenny? As a matter of fact, which I don't know is one of the voices that say my name in the call sign is actually Glint. The other is Prez, and the third one uh is another streamer. And so um when I say the rivalry between me and Glint happened by accident, that's what the hell I mean. And we just took that shit and ran with it. Like to this day, I could just wake up one day and talk shit that would normally make a regular person mad. Glint would actually, and I could say Glint whole name and talk cash shit about shit that actually happened to him. And instead of getting mad, he gonna come right back. But that's what made it so great. Matter of fact, if memory serves, nobody was even doing promos like that. I don't think at all on screen until we did it. Like we had a feud one time that lasted like 6 months, 6 7 months. We had a run one time that lasted like 6 7 months through several paper PLEs, and it was just it's been a great, great, great time. Um, just everything. As a matter of fact, the whole reason King has a championship now is because Macho Glint said that he needed to lead by example because all his people had championships and King ain't never have one. So he was like, "All right, bet."
I'm
And
still stuck on the fact that y'all actually played the game
yeah,
because
want to know a
who
secret?
who has time to play
Oh,
2K anymore?
back in the day, back in the day when we were actually like when the Discord was like crazy and
Mhm.
everybody was back because like these matches used to happen in the Discord,
Yeah.
and so we would have like Royal Rumble style elimination matches, and
Mm.
Cole would damn near win every single time
I believe it.
for him to create a character in CPU versus CPU and lose. That's why he took that shit so serious so seriously. Like he went from nobody can beat my ass to everybody beating my ass. Like
I know that feeling.
but now since CCP, he kind of been, CCP went on that run where he was untouchable for a second. Uh, and really, the only thing Cole really wanted at the beginning of that was for his character to be revamped and reworked so that he would start at least make. He didn't even really want to win. He was kind of like me
Yeah.
when I revamped my character because I used to get my ass beat too. He wanted good matches. He wanted it to like be believable. You know what I mean? And but it like we he reworked his character and it was like he just kept and it was crazy because like Cold would lose and then Queen Cold has always Queen Cold started but I don't know if a rework happened with Queen Cold. I think just one
Ah.
update just kind of fixed her character. And then she went on this incredible run and now it's like you gotta make her lose matches. Like
Mm.
at one point, Queen Cole had championships in two different events.
Mhm.
Iffy! Uh Cam, what's going on, babe? Uh man, it's whew. Mouth has been through a lot. Ups and downs, frustrations. Oh my God.
So a callback to one of the earlier clips that we had, that was in there. Welcome on in, Imphy. We still ain't got the name that I want in the damn game for the announcer. Still
So I'm going to say what I
do
said
not
back then.
have Chelsea in the game.
I'm going to say what I said back then. It's they didn't put it in the game because they want Cole to do it.
Oh, I agree. We need Cole to do it.
Cole
Oh,
has to
cool.
do it.
Oh, you
They
got to do it
won't
then.
they won't put it in the game, so Cole got to do it. And now they done took uh uh uh
They took Samantha from
some
us.
yeah, now Samantha's gone.
Well,
So now Cole really
let,
got to do it.
let's clarify. They didn't take Samantha from us.
Ricochet took Samantha from us.
Ricochet took Samantha from WWE. And now she was replaced by Lillian Garcia, and then
I knew that shit
Lillian
wasn't gonna work.
stepped away, and she's been replaced by somebody who used to announce hockey matches or something.
Yeah, like hockey in Vegas and like boxing matches.
And
I
then
wasn't paying too much
well,
attention to them.
There's also that other I can't remember her name.
Alicia
Felicia
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it
Oh,
a
she
couple
does
times.
good.
It wasn't bad.
No, she can do it, and she
Hmm.
has the chops for it. I don't know if she has. I think the weight of the because NXT and main roster are two different beasts, two different
Yep.
Yeah.
size crowds. It's a lot of energy in that building, and I think she
Mhm.
gets clammed up, and like her confidence kind of dwindles a little bit. So she doesn't give us what she gave us in NXT. In NXT, bro, she was kind of like another Samantha. Now, she
Oh, I wouldn't even say kind of. I think she was
yeah,
enough. Like well, like I don't like to always like put the comparison,
right,
but like
right.
she definitely held her own in
That's what I
NXT.
mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, she definitely held her own for sure.
And I
And now
like
NXT
how
has Mike Rome.
I love how we are focusing on things outside of the ring. Um I always say there's no better time to be a wrestling fan than right now. There is
Facts.
so much going on. This show has the capacity to only do because it's just me Yates and Sims. We don't have the capacity to um to cover everything wrestling. I would love to, but we just can't. WWE is a lot. But you got WWE, you got MLW, you got NWA still around. They won't die. You got
TNA.
TNA,
TNA, you got AEW, you got
AEW,
ROH,
ROH, New
you got
Japan.
you got New Japan, you got AJPW, you got
Right.
DDT. Like
Then again,
I mean
right
if you go
now,
deep into the
I
indies,
would like to forget about TNA if I'm being honest, because they made me a little mad.
Even 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 the
They
row
they
has
recently fired Gail Kim, so I'm mad at
yeah,
TNA.
yeah,
yeah.
that was so unexpected and so messed up.
It's like thanks for making our people better. Bye. But it's oddly enough, that's kind of what they did um to her actual career a couple of times. Like
Mm.
like in her in-ring career,
Yep.
a couple of those times wasn't actual retirements. They were like
Quiet terminations.
right, like
That's
Yeah.
and
wild.
we're gonna fire you, but we're gonna let you save face in public.
Hmm.
And then when she get on a podcast or something and voice what really happened, then they reaching back out to her. Or when the girls want to get taken more seriously, then they want to reach back out to her and then be like, well, we need help. No shit, you need help.
Right.
I was like, there are already some of the women in their locker room who have said that they're not re-signing their contracts
Hmm.
when their
They said
contracts are up
wherever
this
she go,
year.
that's where they going.
But that's if the other company will let you come there.
I I heard a rumor that the reason why TNA is doing all of this shuffling is because we may be looking at WCW point 2.0. Like,
Oh, WWE buying them out
right.
officially
Mm-hmm.
instead of just a partnership.
Mm-hmm. Because if I am a promotion and I have a junior division called ID and I really want that to be taken seriously, what better way to do that?
Yeah.
Buy a established promotion that is basically an indie show on TV.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
problem
True.
with NXT was it became too produced
Yeah.
to where it kind of Triple H worked his
Yep.
Triple H worked himself out of a job pretty much. And
I'm gonna be honest, I miss the old
Old school.
days when NXT was batch filmed and
Mhm.
edited
Mhm.
instead of being live.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it had a different quality. Like me and Tony talk about it all the time. Like he used to watch NXT. Like that was the only wrestling he really consumed was NXT
there was
because
nothing like.
it was produced well.
Mhm. I remember
And
when they first started going on the road, right?
mm,
When NXT first started going on the road, you would buy. I can't remember because one of them taped one show and one of them taped the other two.
mm,
One. So if you bought like a Raw or SmackDown ticket,
mm,
if you got there early enough, they taped SmackDown before the actual before like Raw or SmackDown, and
Mhm.
then the other
Mm.
show you bought a ticket, and if you got there early enough, you got superstars and
Main event.
and main event.
Main event. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think main event and Superstars was filmed on the Monday Night Raws because of the fact that like they would air on like Thursday instead. Like they would end up airing on Thursday, and then SmackDown got whatever they would film before SmackDown.
Yeah, that's what they were. Yeah, they were doing that for Superstars main event, 205 Live, and they're currently doing it for WWE Speed.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
I
Speed
have not
gets
been keeping
filmed
up with Speed, I'm
before.
not gonna lie.
I mean, it's on
It's
Twitter,
been,
so
it's
why
been
would you?
surprisingly getting better with the matches.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, they the matches have been getting better. And it's only because like the matches that they have are getting better. So
Is Candice LeRae still the women's champion for
I
Speed?
believe so.
Okay, then
I believe so.
good for her.
Not to make a pun, but that show is Candice LeRae's Speed. What I mean by that is, I believe an environment like Speed allows Candice LeRae to showcase at the pace that she's used to going outside of WWE.
Oh yeah, Candice
Like-
needs a fast-paced match.
Right. And that's what Speed is. Speed is a bunch of quote unquote short, fast paced matches.
Yeah.
And so at least that's what it's marketed as. And so
They need to let Candice wrestle the men again, and then she'd be back in her element.
I mean, if you
But
wanna
that's
go,
not gonna
if you want to
happen.
go that far, you might as well say the same for Naomi,
Yeah.
who has been in her goddamn bag.
Give her an Oscar. Give her an Emmy.
Listen,
Give her all of them.
Boy, God damn it!
Just give her all of the awards right
God
now, please.
damn it!
that promo she cooked.
Oof!
I
Hold
love
on.
it, yeah.
Wait a second.
Amazing.
Wait a second. For people who
Are
don't
you gonna
know
play
what
it?
we're talking about, you know I am.
Thank
You
goodness.
know I am.
I've watched it at least 5 times already.
You know I am. Because Sims hasn't even seen it yet.
Mm.
I sent it to
She
I
didn't
sent it to our
watch it.
group.
So we're gonna watch it now, and then we're gonna backtrack and start this show the way we're supposed to start it, with the question. This is what happens when you get 3 actual wrestling fans in a room together. The format just goes out the window, and we pick up and start off wherever the fuck we want to.
I also have squirrel brain as well, so
Yeah, that too. But here is what we're talking about.
Deal with this. But one thing that I do know is that I've always been a woman to do the right thing. I've always been a woman to do the right thing. So Bianca, what makes you think that my attack on Jade was anything different from me doing the right thing? When I sit here and think about all that I've sacrificed, all that I've given, and that's what really breaks my heart. Because through all of that, I'm me. to be the bad one in this situation. I just don't understand, how does Jade come in out of nowhere and take my place with you? I want you to ask yourself this, Bianca. Who inspired you? Who's inspired women over the last decade? Who's always had your back from day one of you being here? Me. Not Jake. But you know what? What I've learned through all of this, you teach people how to treat you. And I'm done with being treated as a third wheel. I'm done being pushed to the side. I'm done with being too nice. I'm done with being undervalued, underutilized, underappreciated. So moving forward, here's my message to you, Jade. If you continue to be in my way, I strongly advise you to proceed with caution.
Bro.
Cinema.
Bro.
Cinema. Cinema.
Bro.
Amazing.
It was, listen.
Like I said, give her all the awards. The fact
Agreed.
that she was crying on cue, like that, the one little tear, like amazing.
Yep.
And honestly,
Also, that outfit's getting recreated in 2K.
honestly, she ain't wrong though. Like, that is what happened.
Listen, word for word, bar for bar, literally.
Like, that is what happened. Like, this, bro.
Like during the Twitter feud part of everything,
Oh, I've been fucking enjoying that
like,
shit.
Jade even mentioned that she was closer to Naomi because they met outside of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And that adds more to it of, then why'd you start teaming with Bianca then? Like, if you knew her outside of the ring, why are you all of a sudden latching yourself on to Bianca?
Now,
And it's proving kind of the point of, like, proving the point of Naomi of, you only attached yourself to Bianca because of her star power.
true. Now,
Yeah.
now, what if hey, you know what? You know what? You spitting.
Just like
You
Naomi,
spitting.
Cole, talk your truth. Talk
You
your truth.
spitting.
Where's the check? Where is it?
They ain't cutting us no check. We've been correctly
Giving them
predicting
storylines
and giving
for
storylines,
years.
bro. It's getting to the point where they don't even hide it no more. We do shit on this. We say shit on this show, or we do shit in mouth, and
I see the mole in the chat.
don't even, like, not even a week later. You see it on TV. Man,
They be taking
listen,
notes.
bruh. I'm trying to tell you. All right. We kind of got ahead of ourselves. We gonna get back to the way things supposed to run in this motherfucker. We got the legendary Push Play the DJ. And I want to know, and I ask every guest that come on here this very same question. That question being, when did Push fall in love with wrestling?
Ooh, well, um, I know for a fact I was young, and my first interaction with wrestling, um, I now, um, now as a wise man, I say, during the golden era, um, when Terry was running wild, because I don't call him by his name now. He's just Terry to me.
Fuck that
Um,
guy.
yeah, yeah, that's how I feel. But it was around that time, man, like the golden era. Like I said, primarily Terry. I was a big Ultimate Warrior fan as well, and it was really his energy running into the ring was something that I was always trying to emulate. So just like trying to like shake everything and just running with mad energy and whatnot, and just watching all the foolishness of the golden era. That's what got me, hooked into wrestling. Um, what made me really fall in love with it, I think, was um the Attitude Era, like the early parts of the Attitude Era into the Monday Night Wars,
Mhm,
um, where it was the blurred lines of realism and storyline for me.
mhm,
And just the back and forth, just the back and forth with WCW trying to emulate WWE, the whole Stone Cold versus Goldberg, and then Gilbert, and then like it was just like that petty rivalry, was just something that I was like, that kept me hooked. you know Being able to like spend my 8 o'clock at my 8 and 9 o'clocks watching TNT, and if it was UPN or USA or Spike or the Nashville network watching Raw, like it was those rivalries that kept me you know invested in wrestling,
uh,
and then just how it evolved to what it is today now.
I
and I'm
completely forgot WWE was on Spike for a while. And Sci-Fi.
yeah, they were on
Yeah.
Sci-Fi and Spike. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh, I know I said I was only gonna ask you one question, but I do have another, and that is, was there any period? Because it seems to be a running thing with us wrestling fans.
Mhm.
We fall in love, we can't stop watching, and then something happens that just pulls us away from it, and we hit this lull period. Did that happen to you?
No.
Wow.
No.
That's like the first Push is probably the first person that came on this show that said
I've
that
watched
never happened.
I've watched the good, I've watched the bad, I've watched the ugly, I've watched the unwatchable. you know, it's I mean, it's because the thing about it is that it's always like, yes, overall a show could be terrible, but there's gonna be something that you can find some humor, or something that you can find some type of investment. So for me, no, like it's I would say me and wrestling kind of have like a love hate insanity type of relationship,
Hmm.
where it's like, yes, I love it so much, and then it's like I'll have those moments where it's like I'll hate it, but I'm gonna come back and see if something happens differently next week. you know
Right.
so yeah, I,
Valid.
I I don't think I ever had a moment where I was like, no, I'm not watching wrestling, like
Mm.
at all. Like I there was always something that kept me, invested.
Right.
Whether it was like, the Heart Foundation against the Nation of Domination and Farouk whipping them with belts, or the craziness with like Eugene and Snitsky. Now, what I say, have there been very bad like segments and gimmicks? Absolutely. And like there are particular ones that have put me to that brink. I don't need to watch this. Like Lastly and the Sisters, and um
I mean,
Katie.
we got a current gimmick going now that has people literally turning the TV off in Latin America and Mexico right now.
Oh, if we talking about El Grande Americano, I actually love it.
There are apparently people who are actually like turning the TV off because of that gimmick, especially because of the fact that they're billing him from the Gulf of America.
But yeah,
Well, so understand, and yes, I said the word understand. I know it's been a while. I know we haven't done this in a while, but it's back. And I'm gonna say it again for people that like me to say it. Now understand. This is a period I view, because even if you think about the music that he comes out to,
Yeah.
like it's obviously WWE doing what WWE has done and what Triple H has done all through his career. Make fun at what is actually happening in the United States.
Yep.
Like that's what he has done since the beginning. I remember when they started really enforcing censorship, and Triple H and Shawn Michaels did a mock press conference, and they were like, "We promise we won't say shit, damn, fuck."
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? like, bro.
I think that was before I started watching, so
I
might have to find that clip.
It's what they do.
Yeah.
Like, I would be concerned if Triple H didn't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I saw it coming when they said Chad Gable had spent time in Mexico.
In Mexico,
like,
right.
I already knew. I was, oh yeah, Triple H on some bullshit. And Chad, this is right up Chad's alley. Like, we view, I think Chad spent so much of his career in this one character that that's all we see, but we forgot how Chad used to be when he was with like American Alpha.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
And truth be told, and I'm gonna say it right now, love Chad or hate Chad, right? Chad had to slow down because Chad and Jason Jordan were so technically sound that they were making seasoned wrestlers look like children in the ring.
Oh gosh, I'm happy you said that.
That means they need to step up.
Oh, so
instead
happy
of him
you
having to
said
slow
that.
down. Like,
because Yates can attest to it. I've always said there's a difference. There are two types of wrestlers. There's your actual wrestlers, and then there's your performers.
Mm-hmm.
Your John Cena's, your Roman Reigns's, your everybody that gets big TV time and a bunch of cheers. Those are your showmen.
Yeah.
Those are your performers.
Yep.
Your people that people have a hard time keeping up with. Those are most of the time your wrestlers. Your Jason Jordans, your Chad Gables, your Brian Danielsons, your Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
The ones that usually don't have a mic, like don't
yeah.
have the mic skills.
Now, American Alpha was the exception because they
Yes.
had great mic skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the problem, it's, and this is the first time I'm ever gonna say it. Probably will be the last because I don't care what nobody say. American Alpha, even in their short run, was to me the best tag team WWE had ever had from a technical standpoint, like from an actual pure wrestling standpoint.
Whoa. They're 1A 1B.
From a pure
You got Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin right here,
right, I get it. I
and
get
you
it.
got one mere identicals.
Yeah,
So
but
I get you.
I get. But so here's the thing. Charlie Race and Harley Race and Shelton Benjamin had a hand in what American Alpha ended up being in the first place.
Yes,
Because that's who basically got them or taught them how to go from collegiate wrestling, which they were very strong in,
Mhm.
to this is how we do things in WWE.
Right.
And I think because of that success, because of those two teams, a lot of wrestling companies feel like, oh well, if you are great at collegiate wrestling, WWE wrestling should be easy. That's not the case.
No.
That's not the case. Case in point, Gable Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson. Yep.
Gable Stevenson. The only thing this kid had, as far as he was a great, I'm not even gonna say that because I saw the wrestling matches in the Olympics that he had. They were kind of lackluster. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I feel like had when he came through when he came through the pipeline as far as like the Olympics, had the wrestling Olympics been like they were when like Chad and uh uh uh, uh Jason, when they went through, Gable Stevenson wouldn't have had a chance. Gable Stevenson wouldn't have had a chance. It was a softer. We were just coming back from COVID. It was a softer time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The rules were a little bit lax. Like, I used to get hype for the wrestling of the Olympics and the boxing of the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
That year, I was disappointed with both. I was disappointed with both. And that's no disrespect to people that have, I'm not in that craft, so I my opinion don't really mean anything. But as as a person that has a love for the actual sport, had his matches happened pre-COVID,
He would have made it.
no, cuz now
I mean, I feel like he probably could have made it. Like he got. So when I think about, I guess you could say Olympic style wrestlers that have converted to WWE. Like you have, like we said, Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin, successful, right? You have Brock, successful. You have, you got Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, successful. You even have, and you got somebody like Otis, who also was successful in like Olympic and collegiate style. And granted, he didn't have the technical, like he didn't have the full technical conversion
Right.
like how Gable and Jordan did,
Right.
but he still found a way. He was like, I know how to still entertain.
Otis is a superstar, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And I feel like Otis never was allowed. They kept the muzzle on Otis.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree.
And I feel like he could have done so much because that original tag team that he was in,
Hmm.
Oh, heavy
I
machinery.
know the line is ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. No, we came to see Otis. I don't even
Right.
remember the other kid name.
I
I
don't.
don't do Tucker like that. Come on. Do Tucker like that.
like,
Damn.
bro, like we was there for Otis. Otis gave 150% to everything that was given to him, and
Mhm.
they gave him some bullshit. They was trying to get, and it is my opinion that they were trying to get that man to fail by giving him shit gimmicks, and he made that shit. He was like, "Oh yeah, I bet as long as I got TV time."
But you see how you say that? I feel like that's the test that they always put for their superstars.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you a terrible gimmick. Let me see how you can adapt.
Right.
You know, because like, and that's why the Seth Rollins is so successful. That's why Chris Jericho was so successful. That's why
Chris Jericho had
Randy.
some horrible ones too.
Yeah, that's why, like Randy Orton was successful. Like, there's a lot of talent that, I guess as us as fans, we, especially like for superstars that we've seen in other companies, superstars that we saw thrive in Japan. And then when we see them in WWE and they're in like a mediocre gimmick, and we're like, damn, like why y'all not using them to their full potential? You know, I'm like, it's a whole different ball game. Because like, yes, you can have all the wrestling skill and ability, but there's a reason why it's called sports entertainment. Like,
True.
can you hold a crowd? Can you make a crowd hate you if you're a heel? Can you like really pull on heartstrings and really bring emotion?
Right.
Can you talk? Do you have
And-
stage presence?
And for some of them, they have amazing wrestling ability, but
Right.
can't talk, can't
So
Yeah.
ricochet.
So that's where I was going. That's where I was going. Ricochet said. Ricochet said when they were saying that KO might. There was, when the Flyers started going up KO to AEW. Ricochet said that he would embarrass him on the mic.
Oh no, it was the Miz. It was
the Miz. Okay, I'm sorry.
Like somebody had made a joke post about the Miz leaving WWE, which the Miz is never leaving WWE.
No.
He's a career
He
guy
is
at this point.
never leaving WWE. But like it was a joke tweet about the Miz to AEW, and he was like, I sent you the
Yeah.
I would embarrass him on the mic. Where? Where? Embarrass who? Yourself?
He thinks. Honestly, I feel like he thinks because AEW is giving him more than WWE did, that he has a false sense of superiority. Like,
Who's watching AEW for Ricochet?
well, the stuff that he's doing with
Swerve.
with Swerve and Nana,
Yeah.
it's been pretty lit. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that half of that ain't due to who Swerve is and who and like honestly, I hate the Nana character, but it works. Like in
love it.
some weird, stupid ass way, this old man with them uncle ass dances. It's working. it's
Hey,
it's
I love it, bro. I'm sorry.
it's working, but like, and the and I people were talking about how they wanted Swerve to come back and how WWE fumbled with Swerve. WWE, because of the current roster that they have, could never give Swerve what AEW is giving him. That's just facts.
Oh yeah.
Like, Swerve was a victim of two things. Swerve was a victim of the Vince era,
Yeah.
and Swerve was a victim of environment.
Yeah.
Because when it's all said and done, in a 2 to 3 hour time period, only so many people gonna have TV time. Only only so many people gonna get the big long segments.
Mm-hmm.
Them 20, 15 to 20 minute segments that they give Swerve, WWE can't afford to give him that.
No.
Not with their current roster.
Right.
No, because even on Netflix, where they have 3 hours, they're still cutting the show to 2.5.
Yep.
And Cena taking up 30 minutes for a promo
To say
in
nothing.
absolutely nothing.
But that's the thing. You're not gonna take that from Cena,
Right. Because of
you
who
know,
Cena
because
is.
he can
But
say
then
nothing
we're
and he
losing
can say
in
nothing and
other
make money.
aspects.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. Even
Cena
if
Like
we
can
hate him at the
yeah,
moment.
he can say nothing and he's already making millions of dollars just
Right.
by the presence alone.
Yeah.
Cena can do that.
Dwayne.
Roman can
Roman,
do that.
Cody,
Cody can do that. Paul Heyman can.
yeah,
I honestly feel like when Paul Heyman is done with the whole in front of the camera in the ring type situation, somebody need to snatch Paul up and just have him focusing on teaching these kids promo skills.
He needs to be at the performance
Because
center and teaching classes.
cause bro, Paul Heyman should go into the Hall of Fame just based on his promo work alone.
hmm
Nobody that even comes to my mind is better than Paul on the mic. And there's
So
some stiff competition
so
because
did you hear
we
that
was
they're
eating up.
putting a match in the Hall of Fame? There's now a category that they're going to be inducting matches
Oh yeah, yeah,
into the
yeah.
Hall
Because
of Fame
they're inducting Bret Hart and Stone Cold
for their for
for
their
their
match.
match. Yeah, I actually like that.
Like
Why?
I because
Not to put you on the spot,
no,
but
no, no.
I just want to know what the thought process is.
So I think for me, there might be a lot of matches that probably could get discussed, but go under the radar as really, really great matches that should get a lot more recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like being able to now put like particular matches in the Hall of Fame, I think gives like a lot because now you're opening up the whole like directory of like, all right, like this is a match that people will never forget. And then now you're bringing that conversation of, well, this match too definitely has what it takes to be in the Hall of Fame, and it opens up another line of debate that I think is necessary.
It
You know,
also gets people watching that old
older.
that old
Yep.
content. But what I will say is, if I don't get Taker versus Mankind in the Hall of Fame, I'm gonna riot.
Oh, right. No, and that's a fact.
I'm gonna riot.
Yeah, because that's a era defining moment.
Right,
So I'm with you on that.
right. Both of them men, they say that a lot on TV about how certain matches you never the same after
hmm
that match. Them men and both of them will tell you, because when Mick Foley watches that match to this day, he starts crying.
Right.
Both of them were truly never the same after that match.
Mm.
Like that was the start of Mick's inability to do simple things like walk straight.
Right.
You know what I
Wow.
mean? Like there will be no other wrestler that has given as much of themselves to wrestling as Mick Foley and The Undertaker.
Yeah.
It's just not
Agreed.
gonna happen. It's a different
Right.
time. One. Two, even if the times were the same, nope. People look at their bodies of work and they're like, I don't care how much they pay me. I ain't doing that shit.
Right. Exactly.
I was listening to The Undertaker's Hall of Fame speech.
Mhm.
And I kept thinking to myself, like they laughing about it, but Vince should be in jail for the shit that he did.
Yes, bro.
Like we sitting here laughing and reminiscing about crimes, bro. Like
Yes, bro.
you can't
Vince
do
should
that
be
to people.
under.
Yeah.
Like
Vince shouldn't be in jail. He should be under the
Like-
jail.
like there was a specific moment, and Push probably knows what I'm talking about, where the Undertaker was on his feet, but he really wasn't conscious. And the only thing that the Undertaker was worried about in that moment wasn't his kids, wasn't his wife, wasn't his own physical health. It was to find out if Vince was happy with his performance.
Yep.
Like, bro, that's
Ridiculous.
Stockholm Syndrome 101.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Like, bro, in full Undertaker leather gear in New York City, in the sewers next to the city broiler, not a broiler for like a specific building and shit like that.
Yeah, bro.
The broiler that keeps the city warm.
Yeah.
Bro.
No idea. Are you sure that they aren't the same person?
Bro, I was sitting there like, no way this can happen. And then they was laughing at the fact that permits. What the fuck is a permit?
Right.
I was like, huh?
Right.
What? Bro, like imagine living in New York. You trying to get on the subway, right? And there's no like taped off area letting you know that like, hey, something's happening here.
Right.
You know, we filming here. No, you expected to go along your everyday life and two big motherfuckers fighting.
Yeah.
That's wild.
In the subway. No
Right.
permit, no nothing. Just going at it.
And
they were just allowed to get away with it.
But it's stuff like that inspires today's generation with doing stuff like Subway Mania.
Oh yeah.
You know,
But
like
I ain't gonna hold
also,
you. I
don't
watched-
try this at home.
Oh, we
we ain't never followed those damn
listened to
directions.
that. We ain't never listened to that.
Listen, like I said, when I was younger, my friend had a trampoline, and we was over here doing F5s,
Same.
pile drivers,
Same.
power bombs.
Same. Don't let me catch you in a pool. You getting power bombed.
Listen,
I'm
you talk about
glad we
power bomb.
lived
We
in
were
an
doing 3Ds
apartment.
into the pool.
bro,
I'm glad we lived in an apartment and could not deal
bro.
with that.
I ain't gonna hold you. I the the Boston Crab,
Mm-hmm.
aka the Walls of Jericho, was a
Mm-hmm.
part of my moveset in street fights. Don't fall on the ground in front of me. Don't fall on the ground in front of me. You
I,
getting yanked up quick.
now,
And
I will
I'm
say,
gonna sit all the way in that motherfucker until I hear something go pop.
I remember, I remember in middle school one time, um, there was a dude who was trying to be like a bully and whatnot, and me and him got into a little scuffle, and I definitely put him in the crippler crossface. And I had no, I did not give no fucks,
Right.
it was just the embarrassment after he's like, damn, bro, you got caught in a wrestling move. Like,
Right. Oh,
I did
wrestling
not
fake,
care.
huh? Wrestling fake,
Right,
huh?
right,
But I bet you that shit hurt, didn't
right,
it?
exactly.
I remember when I was younger and I got taught why it's called the sharpshooter.
Hmm.
If you ever if you ever been on the receiving end of a sharpshooter, you know exactly why they call it a sharpshooter.
Yep.
It's like it's like imagine if you will the center of your back, and this is the only way that I can even explain the pain that happens. The center of your back is the white cue ball.
That's a great example.
The center of your back is the white cue ball. And you feel that pressure. It don't exactly hurt yet, but you feel that pressure. And then something happens when they sit down in it
Yep.
where it literally feels like somebody hit the white
Mm.
cue ball and it shoots up your back. There's a loud, and it literally rides up your spine, through your neck to the top of your head. And all you can do voluntarily is open your mouth. Like like involuntarily, you could be trying to hold your breath, trying to keep your mouth closed, trying not to say nothing, you know. But when that pop happened, it's like involuntarily you don't you for a quick second you lose control of your jaw muscles. Like
Yeah.
and the fact that Push said that that's a very great example means that Push has been on the receiving end.
Yep. Yep. I have. Listen, I give them credit for how long they take to tap out because as soon as soon as you start feeling that little pinching pressure, tap yo,
But
get off of me. Like,
you notice not very many people use that move anymore. Not very many
right.
people use that. Not very many people use the clover leaf. Nobody,
Yep.
Boston crabs, all of that. You know why? Because in the heat of the moment, if you do that shit, like that's not a move that you can botch.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you botch a move like that, you potentially break somebody's back.
Yep.
And I know that firsthand. Like it um I mean, yeah, you do have other moves that's like that, but that one in particular, that set in particular, and to
Yeah.
say that you almost panic when you in it. And so you think, well, pushing up like they do in wrestling ain't gonna do nothing but hurt more. But in that move, you have to lean into the pain to relieve it. but when you in it don't feel like that.
Yeah.
It don't feel like that at all. Um, but it man, that back in the day, do not try this on television. Boy, when I was younger, we had backyard wrestling.
Yep.
Matter of fact, backyard wrestling was so popular. WCW used to have a no, was it WCW or WWF? One of them had a pay per view because at that time they weren't called PLEs; they were pay per views. Because you was spending every bit of like $60,
$64, $64.99.
and back in them
Oh, I'm
days,
broke.
your cable box was hooked if you had cable.
Mm.
I didn't. I think by the time I got cable, it was like my grandmother had cable, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But back in them days, the cable box was hooked to the phone line, and the phone line would charge the the pay per view, and it would come in on your phone bill. And so, like,
Mm.
it was, yeah, this was like around the time, like, I think Muhammad Ali was still right at that
Nah,
time.
nah, cause I'm trying to remember, cause um, I remember, cause this was like early '90s when, cause I'll never forget it, cause I got my ass beat. I, I, I definitely called the 1-900 number and I ordered a Mike Tyson fight,
Ooh,
and it was Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely,
no,
and
you paid 90. You paid almost $90 for a 30-second
I
fight.
listen. I was listen. I wanted to watch the fight. I was high. I wanted to watch the fight. They said call this number if you want to watch the fight. I called the number, and I ain't think shit about it.
Oh
And
no.
when that fight happened, it was 89 seconds. 89 seconds. And that man, I think he got DQ'd or something because Tyson was already beating his ass in the first round. So it was one round, 89 seconds. The fight was over. And when that bill came and they saw it was a pay per view, oh, that I definitely got 12 rounds of an ass whooping then, bro.
God,
About to
dog.
say you're actually allowed to be on this stream right now because you could still be on punishment.
Bro, that shit's crazy. I
Yeah,
whew.
yeah,
Yeah, those were the days, man.
yeah.
Uh cuz I remember actually me and my mom was just talking about this the other day. Or not the other day, the last time I went back to Louisiana for Mardi Gras,
Mm,
and um she was telling, we were talking about, uh stuff that she knew that we had done, but she didn't do anything about it because that's what kids do.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And so she said she knew I was a wrestling fan because my bedtime was 8 o'clock, and it was in the middle of the show. Because at 8 o'clock, uh, Monday Night Raw switched from Monday Night Raw to Raw is War,
Mm-hmm.
and so uh, and WCW their show, it was kind of like when Raw went on commercial, you switched to WCW,
Yep.
and then when WCW went on commercial, you switched back.
Yeah.
And so she was like, when you were supposed to be in the bed, because you had them old TVs that when you turned them on, they went. And so she was like, I knew that you were turning the TV back on, And so, you kind of had to like, you knew if you turn the channel at regular speed, it would make that scoom, 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 scoom.
Yep.
So you kind of had to slightly turn it, and and so, like, imagine trying to catch the two different shows in the middle, like, and you looking back to make sure that ain't nobody.
Mhm. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
That's what like what I used to do was so like you know how like whenever people want to when they want to like smoke or whatnot, they always put like a towel underneath the door
Mm-hmm.
because if you're watching it at night and you're supposed to be asleep, like it illuminates the room.
Right.
So I used to put like a towel or a t-shirt underneath like the doors, like the sill of the door, so that if my parents was to pass by, they wouldn't see.
Boy.
They
No,
wouldn't
I
see
didn't.
nothing.
At that time, I didn't have a TV in my room. I was in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the living room, big ball style, like
Right.
TV on. And if you know anything about the flow model TVs, you know that shit was big, and that shit emitted a lot of light,
Yeah.
and it was loud as fuck.
Yeah.
Like you could turn it all the way down and still damn near hear the shit that was going on the
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, because it was like a big ass speaker that was like the base of the damn TV.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So thinking
Oh,
about it now, there shouldn't have been no reason why she didn't know that I was doing it.
right.
But at the time, I thought I was getting away with it.
She just didn't want to fight you. That was all that
I thought
was.
I
She
was
just didn't want.
I thought
She
I
didn't
was
want to
getting away.
fight
I thought I
you
was big
on a Monday
slick.
night.
I thought I was big
Uh,
slick.
it's like, yeah, I'm gonna let him rock. I'm gonna let him
It's like,
rock.
he ain't causing any trouble.
I thought I was big slick. Cause most of the time, um, especially during my school age days, for most of the school year, I was on punishment anyway for this or that, and so technically, I wasn't supposed to be watching TV at all, and so yeah, it was a crazy time, but boy, that was some of the greatest TV.
Yeah.
And I tell people, like, if you liked that time period, you can find what you're looking for in today's wrestling. You just gotta sample it and see
Yeah.
what which one you vibe with, because TV shows that there are TV shows about wrestling. That's what I call WWE. WWE is a TV show about wrestling. Stuff when AEW and Ring of Honor were in their peak, they were um they were independent wrestling shows that just happened to be on TV. And it just and even if you like the whole studio vibe that like WCW used to have. Hell, NWA still is
NWA. Yeah. With power.
yeah, NWA Power is still filmed in an old school
Yep.
studio. When I say old school, I'm talking like old school Price is Right type crowd.
Oh wow.
Like, and before they got the TV deal, they were for free on YouTube.
Hmm.
Like, you
I
could
missed
watch
that
every week.
So
every Tuesday.
what state like
Yeah,
what TV what channel are they on now?
I think they are on Access.
I believe
Oh,
so.
okay.
I think they're on Access.
Gotcha.
Um,
I'm gonna have to see if they got that
every time they get
got it on
ready,
like a DVR situation
every
with
time they
Sling.
get ready to basically die out, they get saved. Like like they were supposed to lose, like they were supposed to lose and go away and go bankrupt like 8, 9 times already. They they have more money issues than goddamn TNA.
Didn't they at one point in time? Weren't they almost gonna have a deal with the CW?
Who, TNA?
No, not TNA. I think NWA was gonna have a. They were originally gonna have a deal with the CW, but then then NXT got the deal.
So yeah, so NWA they did about I think 5 episodes on the CW, and then it expired.
Oh, it was
That
a
was
test
last.
run.
That was last year.
That was a test run.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened because they were um they weren't on Access. I just looked it up. They were on Fight.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they were gonna be on CW. I don't think it was anything because of WWE's doing, but I know they had it. They had it for like I think September to about February. Well, I could be wrong,
Oh, okay.
but it was like a test run though.
Hmm. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy what NWA brings to the table, but there's a lot of controversy there. And I feel like outside of the outside of that product not being for everybody, like it's not something that you can widely market. It's kind of its very own like niche thing.
Mhm.
NWA will sign the controversial. They'll sign the talent that
I
everybody
think
else is trying to stay away
that's why
from.
they lost the TV deal was because of some controversial situation. Because like the CW ain't dealing with controversy right
Because I
now.
believe when Tyrus got his, when
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Tyrus got his NWA contract, he was in the middle of all of that controversy that he was in. Like,
yeah.
Mm.
like it would. They signed him while that shit was going on.
Yep.
Uh, Rich Swann, while he was in his legal troubles, did a brief stint in NWA and then found his home in TNA where he is
TNA.
now. Like,
Yeah.
like NWA will take the quote unquote riffraff. Like,
Mm.
if you want to wrestle, but you got a little
Did Enzo
checkered
Amore
past.
have a?
Not you
Did
treated
Enzo
like Death
Amore have
Row.
a moment?
Right. It's basically what it is. It's the death row of wrestling. It's the death row of wrestling. It's like um it that's a great, well, I don't know. Maybe not so much death row. Kind of like a death row ruthless hybrid.
You know what? I'm gonna say it like this, because with what you're saying, I think this is the perfect analogy. If you watch the NFL, NWA is kind of similar to like the Raiders. See, the Raiders
Ooh.
is the
I know a
Raiders
few
always
people
had
that's
some
gonna be mad
people.
about that.
I'm no, I'm saying this as a Raiders fan.
Okay, okay.
I'm a Raiders fan, and we definitely had some people who had some checkered, who had,
Yeah.
not a pretty past, but we was like, we'll give you a chance. We'll give you a chance to redeem yourself and see what you can do.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
No, that's a great analogy. It's one I can rock with. Um, but yeah, NWA is. I feel like NWA is more akin to Raiders um than it is Death Row. I
Hmm.
feel like MLW is the Death Row.
I can see that. I can see that.
I feel like MLW is Death Row.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I'm talking like even from like a management standpoint, cause Buddy that run MLW, he got a little bit of sugar in him, boy. Like, like, like no bullshit. He got some sugar in him.
Yeah,
Um,
I gotta go back and watch some more MLW. It's been I think the last time I've actually like sat down and watched MLW, I think Kojima was the world champion, and I think he was going back and forth with Matt Riddle, if I'm not mistaken.
okay, so that wasn't too long ago then, because
Yeah,
Matt Riddle, in the grand scheme of things, kind of just got to MLW.
right,
As
right,
Matt
right.
Riddle was coming in, Jacob Fatu was coming out.
Coming out, yeah, exactly. You know,
Jacob's run in MLW was amazing.
yeah,
I have been praying for him to bring that viciousness and that style that he was using in MLW to
mm,
WWE. Like, and I think people are not going to appreciate the fullness that is Jacob Fatu unless they see this man do some of the shit. Cause what they see now and they are awing about now,
yeah,
that's light work for Jacob.
yeah, yeah. You
Like
know,
Jacob was doing shit that was that was crazy for skinny guys to do, and he was a lot heavier
a
than
lot
he is
heavier.
now.
Right.
Like, imagine Jacob Fatu being 350, 375, doing shit that only a high flyer should be able to do.
Right.
And Buddy used to get air. Like,
Yeah.
he had one of the sickest frog splashes and one of the sickest moonsaults
Yep.
you ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
It was nothing for Jacob to do a moonsault off the top of a cage.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm
Like
not
he
talking
wanted
about,
to.
I
He would
need
look. He
I need
looked forward
WWE to
to
go
it.
ahead
and
let that happen.
I'm
Like
not talking about the jumping off of the cage that most people do, where they just kind of like lean over and kind of fall off. No, he was bending knees, and here we go.
Committed. Yeah, he was committed.
Right, right. But it was, oh, you finna get all 375 of this. I hope you can catch. Like,
Right.
I need WWE to let
That's
it
a fact.
happen.
That's such a fact.
like, bro was amazing. And I
Yeah.
loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
I ate it up.
Yeah. I think that whole run that he had when he was with Contra Unit, and then even like when they was like when he kicked him out of Contra Unit,
Mm-hmm.
like on his way out, like everything about him, like you could not find a bad Jacob Fatu match in MLW.
Right.
Whether it was like with Hammerstone, whether it was with Calvin Tankman, whether like it
Even when
it
he was
didn't.
injured, there was no
Right,
bad matches.
exactly. You know, like it was, and that just goes to show you how amazing of a wrestler he is. You know,
But that
so
also
I'm just
speaks,
happy that people are seeing him now
right.
in WWE. You
Because there
know,
was one time where he was on record. He was not only on record, but also um uh it's not only on record, but it is um there's a video of him doing an interview, and they were asking him, "Hey, do you think that you would, go be with your go be with your people, go be with your cousins over in WWE?" And he was like, "Nah, Big Goose is the head of the table over there, and I'm the head of the table outside, and I like it like that."
Yeah.
And so when he said that, that crushed me because I was like, "No, I want this man to. I need him." You know what I mean? Like
Yep. I know exactly how you mean. Yep.
I was devastated. I was
Like say
like,
psych, bro.
man,
Say psych.
I was like, bro, come on, man. You the but it also is a testament to the work ethic of not only him, but that entire family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like anybody with Fatu blood in their name work their ass off. They don't know the word no. The only thing that stopped them is when WWE tell them no.
They be all right.
Right.
Maybe,
And it's just
maybe no.
and I get their apprehension with um with bringing Jacob in because they didn't want him to overshadow Solo. Because I thought that was gonna happen. I really
Right.
did. Because I was like, Solo is growing, but he ain't Jacob.
Yeah.
Like,
It is happening.
I mean, yeah,
It
but
is
not.
happening, at least to me.
It is, but it's not. It's not
As
at the
bad as you thought it was
grotesque.
gonna be.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be, and I'm pretty sure Push did too, since he's familiar with the work. I thought it was going to be Jacob show up and we like, who the fuck is Solo? Like, you know what I mean? Like it.
In a sense, I don't want to say that like it was gonna be like a who the f is Solo, but that possibility of no, you're going to get overshadowed when
Yeah.
Jacob
Yeah.
comes. Like it was kind of like inevitable in a way,
Mhm.
and nothing against Solo, because Solo's done amazing work.
Yeah.
He's done amazing work, but once again, I felt like Solo would have that one up because he was in NXT
Yeah.
and because people saw what he was doing, and then like he had that time on that main roster. But like those of us who knew about Jacob were like, bro, when this man comes,
It's over with.
it's over with. Like you knew what
Right.
was coming when Fatu was on the way.
Solo
Yeah.
did have his chance. Like he had his chance with NXT.
But
If
also,
we would have got Jacob in NXT first, I don't know. He might have got called up to the main
I-
roster, and Solo would have
If
been
I
if
don't think
back in catering.
I don't think if Jacob would have spent time in NXT, I he wouldn't have been there for long. Cause
They might have watered him down too, to
the
be honest.
the the fans would
yeah,
have demanded him come
to the main
to
roster.
the main roster
Yeah.
almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like Solo was smart in even everything down to his name. Because everything about Solo when Solo was in NXT was I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah.
I am a solo warrior.
Yep.
That's what his name means. You know what I mean? Like I and so I feel like yes, Solo had an amazing run in NXT, but I don't think at the time that he was called up that he was exactly ready. Because
No, he wasn't.
he was telegraphing a lot of his moves. He was great on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had amazing offense. But when it came to his defense, he was so scared.
Right.
Like he was. We used to make fun of him because, like, when he got ready to take a 619 or something like that, we were like, "Oh, here it come! He gonna tunnel shell."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the cameraman didn't do anything to protect him either,
No.
because they
Yeah.
Show it all.
they would get in position to show how scared he was. Like there was a time where like he was supposed to take a bump from his forehead to the ring post, and the camera was right there, and you could literally see him slap the top of the ring post and 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 look away. Like you're not supposed to do that. Like if the crowd see it, then that's one thing.
Yeah.
Us at home, we're not supposed to see that. Like, what are
Right.
you doing, bro? Like, did he piss in your Cheerios or something? Cause, bro, y'all fucking this man over. But yeah, I've had this speculation because at the time that Solo showed up, both the Usos were in trouble with
Yeah, I believe so.
the drinking and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And so what I think happened is at that particular time they couldn't get into Canada,
Mm.
but Solo could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they did was they called the last minute audible, brought Solo up because when they wheeled Solo in that white box with the light on, trying to mask him, like even then, the cameraman basically gave it away because like you could see the shadow and you could see that somebody was in the box the whole time, and I was like, bro, that's Solo. Like
That cameraman should have been fired.
like that's Solo. You like somebody's in that box, and I believe because we were watching it in the VC, and I even said it to Cole and them. I was like, bro, somebody's in that box. like, like, and it's they for last minute he has done well. I do think that we have watched him grow into the person that he is now. But I do feel like he got the short end of the stick trying to help out his family.
Yeah.
Cause when he started, this ain't what he wanted. You know what I mean? Like he never really wanted to be in the mix. He wanted to make his name for himself, which is commendable. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same thing that Charlotte went through.
Yeah.
Who that's a whole nother conversation. She ain't, to be perfectly honest, I feel like she's been wrestling scary since she came back from injury.
Oh no,
Like,
1,000%.
she works incredibly safe now. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's telegraphing. She's not taking any risks at all.
Oh no, she don't want to be out for another year.
Also, we talk about safe workers. Lyra Valkyria is
Very.
another extremely safe worker who she's so safe that she telegraphs, and I hate that for her because she has it. Like she can go, she just don't trust herself. But what I do like is this focus on women's wrestling now. And
I'm still annoyed that we're only getting 2 segments. Like, there are so many women in the roster. Why are we only getting 2 segments? Like, why are we only getting the mid card champion and the main? Like, it wasn't even 2 matches. It was a match and then the segment about why did Rhea sign the contract? Which
Right.
why did Rhea sign that damn contract? There were only 2 spots on that contract. You lost your title. Go home. Like, go to the back. Wait to find out who wins at Mania, then go after them. Don't sign that contract and then put yourself in the match.
Because it's real.
I
Like,
All right.
I don't like Rhea Ripley as a champion because she's too dominant of a force as champion. Like they don't let her lose, which is annoying.
well, so at one point in time, her not losing at all was absolutely believable. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, yeah, they made her look dominant, but who can, like, you know what I mean? She
They
was
also
that
didn't
at that.
have her they also didn't have her wrestling at all at one point in time while holding the title, and it's like,
Yeah, they were focusing on the dynamic between her and Dom too much, but it was
yeah,
because Dom needed a babysitter. Like,
he still needs a babysitter sometime.
well, I'm not gonna say it again because I'm not gonna say it again because somebody gonna clip me. But you know what I said. I still stand by that. It is what it is. He, it's
So apparently, a lot of people. Liv Morgan did a podcast with Logan Paul,
mm-hmm,
and she asked him. She was like, "Would you ever do like a love storyline or whatever, like on TV?"
mm-hmm.
And he straight up, no, no, I like my girlfriend too much or something like that to disrespect her or something along
Mm-hmm.
those lines. And people were like, so he's taking shots at Dominic Mysterio for that. And it's like, yeah, go ahead, let them have a match. Like, if you're not secure enough in your relationship to even just be an actor, because that's what y'all are at the end of the day, is actors.
Yeah.
Then just say that.
I'm just waiting for Dominic to get a mid card title because we need it. I listen from where he started before to the growth and development of where he is now.
Hold on, pay attention, Yates. He's gonna say it because I'm not gonna say it right now. Because last time I said it, I got clipped. Okay, go
Right.
ahead.
From where he was in the beginning, right? Where he was like, he was just there. He was just like, all right, it's cute, you with your dad, this and the third. But now to what he has grown into, and being now one of the biggest heels in the game, it's I think it's time to put a solid mid card run on Dominic.
He he's at a point right now where it would be believable because in the storyline, as far as the Judgment Day is concerned, Finn Finn is irritated with him, but he protects him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's irritated with him because Dom makes stupid ass decisions.
Very stupid decisions.
But the chemistry between Dom and Liv is amazing. It's not like the chemistry, like the lack of chemistry, should I say, between him and Rhea. That just
Yeah, because
it
the
didn't translate
Rio
on screen.
he was a puppy dog following her around. And with Liv, it's a balance with them.
So I feel like, and I hate that I'm gonna say this, but Carlito adds something that otherwise would be missing. In that I was mad about like.
And it's an extra person.
Well, no, it's a more
'Cause-
serious take on what they were trying to accomplish with um with Jesus, what is it? Oh my God, completely spaced on his name. um, our truth.
Ah,
It's a more
Okay.
serious take on the character that they were trying to get out of our truth with the Judgment Day. Like it's the
the little bit of comedic relief that we need.
comedic relief, but I'll beat your ass. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? And Carlito is playing that role very well. Because at first I was like, why are they bringing, like, it was a case of nostalgia over facts. Because when Carlito was originally a full time wrestler, he was mediocre at best. Like we weren't checking for Carlito's matches. The only
No.
thing we remembered was the apple. Like
Yeah.
like there was no match in Carlito's career that we can look at and say, bro, that shit was dope. Like you know what I mean? Like his character is known, but his in ring work don't, in my opinion, hold no weight.
Mhm.
For all that, you could have brought back Hoover to Guerrero. Like, like,
Hey.
like, bro. Which Hoover is still wrestling, believe it or not.
I know.
And he put the mask back on.
Yeah.
Uh, I thought that he was going to stop wrestling after that incident happened, where his opponent died, in the ring.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Mm.
so
Oh wow.
a move went bad, and the opponent ended up dying. But it wasn't Hoover's fault. It wasn't like Hoover botched the move.
Mm.
It was I forgot what exactly had happened.
It was like a freak accident.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause the same thing happened with Ray.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, same thing happened with Ray.
But see, that's what happens. That's the risk that you take with the luchador style of wrestling. Like
Mm.
luchador style, at least as it pertains uh to actual, like how they do it in Mexico, it's not as it's not as protected there as it is here.
Mm.
Hmm.
They It's fast paced. It's mostly call it in the ring. It's not like a rehearsed match. They rehearse
Gotcha.
moves, not matches. Like you know what I mean?
Ah.
It's um and they call it in the ring. Like, do you know what the difference between do you know what the fundamental difference between Japanese wrestling and American uh pro wrestling is?
Like, are you saying like in terms of like the technical style like versus strong style?
Well, no, I mean like fundamental, as in like even as simple as uh uh the hookup.
Mm-mm.
So in the US, we hook left and turn right. If you see a collar elbow
Yeah.
hook, you're gonna notice they hook up with the left, and anytime that they turn in the ring, it's gonna be to the right. In Japan, it's the other way around.
Mm.
In Mexico, they don't do it at all. I literally just learned that they don't do it at all when I went to Mexico and caught a luchador there.
Right.
They don't turn they don't turn at all and they barely hook.
Yeah, they just go right into the action.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Um, uh, um, Japan hooks right and turns left. The U.S. hooks left and turn right. And
That's so interesting.
yeah, right.
Yeah. I never thought about that. I never like noticed that.
Hmm.
That's got to
I
be
wouldn't have been.
confusing
I
for.
wouldn't have paid attention to it either.
Right.
But I read John Moxley's book, and he mentions
Okay.
it, and I started paying attention. I was like, you know what? That is true. Because
Yeah.
because even as recent as this past Monday and Friday, you'll see it. Hook left, turn right. When on Monday, uh when uh Cena and Cody was in the ring together,
Yeah.
they were turning what direction? Right.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wild.
But I think and I think that kind of makes sense with like I guess because of like depending on like hard cam and stuff like that too,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like you do that to ensure that you're still getting the full type of view to get like that that prime shot as well.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right. I
that
tell you
makes
what,
sense now.
this is the perfect time to take a little bit of a break. Um, I know I need some water. I'm pretty sure y'all probably need some water. We've been going at it for quite a while. When we come back, we're gonna find out
I just
what
noticed what time it
we're
is.
gonna find out what Push's content is, what uh what the wrestling federation over there looks like. But I want to take this time during this break to give homage and pay homage to Mouth and show y'all the trailer for Twitch Mania. And we will be back. All right, all right. We unfortunately lost Yates. He just realized or just found out rather that he had to work at 4 a.m. So I didn't even give him an option. I told him, bye Yates. uh yeah, I didn't even give him the option. He was dismissed with prejudice. Uh but we love him and we hope he gets enough rest. Cause 4 a.m. comes very early.
That's a fact.
And to find and to realize at he is 10:44 because he's in Eastern time that uh you got to work at 4 o'clock. If you that you got to be in the building at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, like, and he was on here with us, uh, keying for a little bit, so he ain't gonna be exactly sleepy, so it's probably gonna take him a while to get to sleep.
Right.
Uh, but if y'all don't know, I y'all know my story with like Creole King Kenny and Mouth. Uh, what y'all don't know is that I'm actually a part of another EFED, uh, and that started maybe right at a month ago now. This current season,
This current season started about yeah 3 weeks. About to be it's about to hit its first month.
and so Push Play has his own EFED, and I'm pretty sure your question is gonna be, all right, but what makes his EFED different than something like, let's say, Mouth or EOV? Well, Push uses a completely different game. Push uses um New Japan Fire New Japan's Fire Pro Wrestling.
Mhm.
And so, and I gotta tell you, Fire Pro allows you to, from a from a standpoint of control, fight when it comes to um when it comes to like CPU versus CPU matches, you have a
Mhm.
lot more control in Fire Pro than you do in a WWE game. Uh, ha, I see what you did there. No idea.
Right.
Um, but don't take it from me. Push, tell us what you got going.
Yeah. So this is technically our first season. We call it season one because this is our first season that we're doing this on Fire Pro Wrestling World. Um, we've had previous seasons on WWE 2K, but this year we decided to go onto Fire Pro Wrestling World. So we created TSWF, which is the Station Wrestling Federation. Um, so this is technically its third, probably like second or third year in existence, but this is now like our second full year as a full fledged like EFED. Um, so we got a whole management team that um comes up with the match card, does the promos and all the promos and all the designs. Um, it's um it's really different from like the 2K model. How
Mm-hmm.
we approach it is like for example like with Mouth, people are heavily involved in the community creations and they're creating their own wrestlers in their own likeness.
Mm-hmm.
um with TSWF we like to keep it um I guess you could say we try to keep it as close to authentic as possible. The rosters that we use all include current wrestlers regardless of the promotion, as long as they are active and currently like alive. So we have wrestlers from AEW, we have wrestlers from Impact, we have wrestlers from New Japan, wrestlers from TJPW. So it really doesn't matter where a wrestler is like what promotion they're a part of. If they're actively wrestling, then they can actively be selected to be part of TSWF. So it's like a lot of yeah, like a big fantasy booking type of deal. And it's been like I said, this is we just had our fourth episode this past Wednesday, and it's been going really strong. And it's getting really interesting. And it's been a fun experience, manning a EFED and like starting it, like especially now starting a brand new one on a new platform from the ground up. So definitely having a good time with it.
So how many how many people would you say that you have currently on your roster?
Actively, like I would say we currently have, um, I would say 24 actively used members on the roster. And when I mean by actively used members on the roster, that is 24 characters that have been selected by members of the community to have their wrestler of their choice signed to TSWF.
Okay. And um what first off, do you have any spots left open if someone, let's say, wanted to, are you full
No, no,
or
we are. It is open enrollment. We don't have a time period where we aren't accepting applicants. If you want to join, you are you are free to reach out to myself or any member of our TSW F management.
Mhm.
Um, Let us know the wrestler that you want. We'll let you know if that wrestler is available, and if they are, then you can have them sign on the TSWF.
Cuz I remember I um ran into that cuz I misunderstood what you meant by um active wrestlers.
Hmm.
So I chose who I chose based on who was available actually in the game
Right.
versus versus you know not understanding that you have um you basically did what I did with my Fire Pro game and went on the workshop and was
The
like, hey,
workshop.
let me grab everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So um but I'm still happy with my choice because Zack Sabre Jr. is one of the strongest members of the vanilla roster.
Hmm.
Um and especially after the latest update, like
Yeah.
something happened with him to where I almost think that Fire Pro updates their wrestlers in game to match the work that the actual wrestler is doing currently.
Yeah. I believe they do that as well, and that's something that I do enjoy with
Hmm.
the game. On top of the uncertainty of how a match can go. Um, it's like like when you play WWE 2K, like it's real simulation based, and it's like it's had its moments, but majority of the time when you had somebody who was really overpowered as opposed to somebody who was like a middle of the roster type of character, you
Hmm.
kind of already have a feeling of, okay, this person's gonna win.
Right.
Like you'll have those moments where it's like, okay, you surprised me a little bit, but 8 out of 10, it usually goes the favorite's way.
Right.
I like that uncertainty and that kind of like that RNG type of feel with Fire Pro. I had like this past Wednesday we had Bronson Reed go up against Tegan Knox, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a clear cut, easy victory for Bronson Reed," but no, Tegan Knox showed out, and two shining wizards later was victorious.
Right.
you
I'm gonna
know,
tell you a story, right? So when I first started doing, when I first came back to streaming,
right.
um, and I did my first, kind of like welcome back, work and lurk stream.
Mm,
I did a Fire Pro 32-man tournament, right?
yeah.
Mike Tyson beat the shit out of everybody. Nobody. It wasn't even like a pin 1, 2, 3. He knocked everybody the fuck out.
Yeah, go some critical shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the last match, he had to go up against Bailey, and I'm like, man, this man knocked out Zack Sabre Jr. Ain't no fucking way. And Bailey whooped his ass.
Right.
like,
Exactly.
like, and I was like, oh shit. Uh, and so it becomes a thing of you literally never know what's
Right.
gonna happen, and it's crazy.
Yeah. And
Was
that's
that a
the and
tune?
that's the thing I love about the game. It's just that uncertainty of like, all right, like I said, we had Tegan Knox versus Bronson Reed, and Tegan Knox was victorious. Our match of the night of episode 4 was Jade Cargill versus Braun Breaker,
Oof.
and
Ooh.
back and forth it went, and Jade Cargill Jade Cargill beat Braun Breaker with 2 Jadeds.
Oh no.
Right. And it was, and it's just like it really pulls on the false finish because those
Mhm.
2.9s really get you.
Bro, the first time I saw it, I ain't gonna lie, I popped a little bit.
Right. Same.
The first time I saw that 2.9 pop up, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this a match.
Right.
We going in.
Yeah.
Also, let's
I was gonna
not
say,
talk about like let's not forget like Fire Pro lets us do exploding matches and all that other kind of bullshit. So it's like
yeah.
if you can dream it, you can pretty much do it.
Yep. Exactly. To answer no ID, yeah. So all 4 episodes actually are they're currently VODs on my Twitch, which are available to rewatch. I also have them on my YouTube. Um, and I have them in vertical and like on vertical like portrait mode. Because we do vertical on YouTube as well. So you'll see the match. Um, you'll see who was fighting in that match because we made sure to highlight that for every single match. So you can watch it on YouTube or on Twitch. So if you want the full scale, full screen view, watch it on Twitch. And then if you want the vertical view, which you'll still get the entire matchup just in the vertical format, you can watch it on YouTube.
So what I also want to highlight is, and I wanted to ask this question, but I wanted to wait until you got here to ask it, right?
Hmm.
Because I've been lurking. Well, you know by now, I'm pretty much the king of lurk. I'll be
Hmm.
there, just won't say nothing.
Right.
So with WWE 2K, you can make things happen and it's easier to tell stories. You don't have that luxury with a game like Fire Pro,
Right.
but your stories seem to be insanely cohesive. So my question is, are you flying off the cuff when you doing that shit, or is it one of those things where you kind of have a slight bullet point or notes going down to where it's like, okay, if this person wins, this is how we gonna do it, or if that person wins, this is how we gonna do it.
So if I put it in terms of percentage, I would say 90% on the fly.
Jesus Christ.
90% on the fly. 10% would be bullet points only to build a a new storyline or a new feud or to rehash a storyline or a feud.
Or
But like
like the Dijak thing.
yes, like that's a perfect example. So Dijak, so he came in. He signed the TSWF late,
Mm-hmm.
so nobody knew that Dijak was a member of the roster. And then I came up with the whole storyline about him attacking Will. And if you were there, we had a quote unquote technical difficulty
Yeah,
because
I was there.
what happened was that the game kept crashing on a 6-man tag that was supposed to be Team UK versus Team Japan because
And
that
it
was
was
supposed to be
going
a
all
best
like
of 3
super
series.
slow and shit. And even
Right.
like everybody in the crowd everybody that was watching was like, there go that goddamn Dijak.
Right, exactly. Right. So exactly. So we just pointed it out to saying, hey, like Dijak is over here doing something, messing up the production once again. Somebody got to call security. We got to get him out. All of that stuff is on the fly.
Oh, that's
Like
crazy.
whenever Bronson Reed went and attacked Action Andretti and Omos, that was on the
Yeah,
fly.
that story. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that was all on the fly.
Cause like you came up with this elaborate ass story about how Buddy got his ass whooped after the match,
Yeah,
and like was saying how it happened and how chaotic it was, and
yeah,
like the way that you were able to, like, you would almost feel like you was watching that like the way you said it. That's why I thought it was like a script, because the way you were saying it was like you were watching it on a monitor and shit was just going awry.
yeah.
And like,
No,
and I know the game didn't have something like that for you to do. So I was like, oh,
yeah,
he had to write that down because ain't no fucking way.
no.
But
That's all off the top of the dome.
that's
That's so like
crazy.
that is the years of watching the Jim Rosses, the Michael Coles, the Gorilla Monsoons, the Robbie the Brain Heatons, and like basically like seeing how they react, the Tony Schiavone's and like the Larry Zabiscos and all of them, and like how they react to a particular like situation when it happens,
Right.
you know, and it's like just coming with it on the fly. So like, yeah, a match happens, somebody celebrating, right? First thing come to your head, all right, somebody might sneak from the crowd and then boom, attacking, so stomp them out. Somebody's running down the ramp to go pull out a save. You know, all
Mm-hmm.
of these things that you can like, it's picturing what you think would happen, or picturing like something that you've seen happen, and then visualizing it with the characters that you have, and then just going off the fly with it.
That's
You know,
that's amazing. That's crazy.
yeah,
Like I said, you had me fooled, bro. I thought you was reading from a script.
no,
I was sitting
no,
I was sitting back there, slow matching all, just listening to it, listening to you go off. I'm sitting there like, dang, I know goddamn well he ain't like this can't be off the cuff.
yeah,
Uh
nah. I mean, like, I give some credit to um high school because I went to a technical high school and
Look at the strength from
I did like
Shingo.
TV production, so
mhm.
I was
When
good
Brock
on
3 gets
doing
back up,
monologues and things like that. So
and he's
I
flexing.
attribute everything I learned from high
Going up to the
school
top.
into what I do now
Tsunami.
when it comes to
Splash.
like you
1,
know
2,
like enhancing the
3.
story or bringing life to a story,
Bronson Reed.
out of nothing. So
Victorious.
So if you can see my screen push, if you can see what's going on behind me,
yeah.
explain.
Look at the strength of
explain this
Shingo.
match. Explain what's happening.
So this was Shingo. This is Shingo versus Bronson Reed, and this
Hey,
was right near the
flexing.
tail end of the match.
Going up to the
Bronson
top.
Reed, flexing, showing his
Tsunami.
power,
Splash.
and then
1,
going up to the top
2,
rope, dropping the
3.
tsunami, and then getting a
Bronson
1-2-3
Reed.
over Shingo,
Victorious.
which is shocking because it was like Shingo definitely put up a really great fight, and definitely was getting the upper hand over Bronson Reed. But
Look at the strength of Shingo.
that power of Big Bronson Reed, man, definitely comes
When Brock 3
comes
gets
back
back
and
up,
gets the win.
I gotta stop you for a
Hey,
second.
he's
'Cause we got
flexing.
a giveaway
Going up to
going
the
on
top.
in chat right now.
Tsunami. Splash. 1, 2,
I definitely want to
3.
thank
Bronson Reed.
the
Victorious.
Democratic Undertaker for doing
Look
this
at the
giveaway.
strength
I
of Shingo.
appreciate you.
LeBron gets back up.
I definitely appreciate
Hey,
you. They're
flexing.
giving away
Going
Square
up to the top.
Conversations mug.
Tsunami
Y'all
splash.
believe it? I don't
One,
even have my own
two,
goddamn mug.
three.
I don't have any of my merch when I think
Bronson
about it.
Reed.
I need to make that right.
Victorious.
I just bought my first hoodie of my own merch. You know, and like I've had other merch that like
Look
because
at
I
the strength
just
of
like
Shingo.
redid my whole merch store because I've switched over to fourth wall
LeBron gets
myself,
back up.
and like I've done it now where
flexing.
my merch is
Going up to the top.
I pay homage to my
Tsunami
community.
splash.
So
One, two,
there are certain things,
three.
certain like items that I
Bronson
reach out to
Reed.
members of the community,
Victorious.
ask for their favorite colors, and I give them their own like slides, and then I name the slides after them,
Look at the strength of
and then
Shingo.
you know, and make it available for purchase.
LeBron gets back up.
You know, so just a way, just like this is like my way of saying
Hey,
that
flexing.
my community is not built
Going up
just
to the
because of
top.
like what I've done as a
Splash.
creator,
One,
but my
two,
community is built off
three.
of like the love and support of
Bronson
the
Reed.
members who have been there from
Victorious.
2019 until now.
Right. One of these days, I will
Look at the strength of
celebrate
Shingo.
my
LeBron
Twitch
gets back
anniversary.
up.
Because of how I got started on Twitch.
Hey,
my
flexing.
actual,
Going up to the top. Tsunami splash. One, two, three. Bronson Reed.
How it got started.
Victorious.
And I want to start doing stuff like that, like
Look at the strength of Shingo. LeBron gets back up.
I don't know which hoodie is sold
Hey,
out.
flexing.
You can't
Going
hear me
up to the top. Tsunami splash. One,
shit.
two,
Focus
three.
housing.
Oh, my bad, y'all. No, why didn't anybody say anything? Y'all let me just blast y'all ears. I didn't even know that the sound was playing because I can't hear it.
Right.
So y'all missed the whole push explaining what was going on in the match.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, okay. They said they could hear me a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I sent other ones, so if you want, I can do another one.
I do I do want to start doing stuff like that, like incorporating people of the community in like merch and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
think when I finally decide on what day that I'm gonna actually celebrate my Twitch anniversary, then that's when I'll do that. Like that's when I'll, get together and do that.
Yeah.
The original idea was to have like my guest or whoever the guest was in the show and build merch from the guests, like me versus whoever the guest was. That's an idea I stole from Colbert because Colbert used to do that with What's Next, Who's Next. I'm sorry, and so I say stole, but I asked permission. But
you got the blessing.
right. But we want two things. One, it's incredibly expensive to do that. And the artists that, well, expensive in the vein of like it would be like the design. I would have to pay the artist to do it, and then the second thing is the artist stopped being dependable,
Mm,
and so um this last time that I had the artist do something for me, they the whole interaction left a sour taste in my mouth. I ended up getting a refund after like 2 months of,
right.
you know, and so I was like, well, dang, bro, like this was my like go to. I wouldn't even go to nobody else. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so yeah, it's heartbreaking. But um, if you want, feel free to drop your merch link in the chat. Drop your socials in the chat. You know, do your thing.
Oh,
This is we here talking about push right now. This
yeah,
is the
sure. I try to. I mean, I try to keep everything as uniform as possible, so make it
mhm,
easier for everybody to find me. So if you want to find me on Twitch, you can find me on twitch.tv/ pushplay the DJ, and that's THE DJ, not DA. Um, I'm also on YouTube at YouTube/ pushplay the DJ. I've been putting a lot more work on my YouTube channel
mhm,
because I am trying to get YouTube partner. I'm currently 250 subs away from 1,000. So I'm working slowly on doing that. And that's me trying to do that while also balancing a full-time job and a family and stuff and out outside of content. So um very proud of myself for the accomplishments I'm making with that and getting my watch hours up because I'm getting close to 1,000 watch hours. So it's the grind is long, but the grind is worth it. So I'm looking forward to obtaining that goal. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok. Um, if you use X or Twitter, I'm on there. I'm on Blue Sky. Um, and I'm actually going to get I'm about to post a link in the chat, and it'll go to like my business card,
mhm.
and it has like all of my socials there as well. Um, so I do that, and then I'll get my merch store as well. My merch store is on Fourth Wall. So and if Kenny's able to show y'all, I can show y'all like some of the community things that I've done as well.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I
Um,
got it open right now.
okay.
But speaking of accomplishments and things like that, I know this one is incredibly personal, and I don't know if you want me to say it out loud. But
Oh
there
yeah,
was
you can. We good. We good.
okay.
Yeah.
Push is about to be a papa, and so uh, we want to take the time to congratulate him on his new journey of fatherhood. He's getting ready to be a girl dad,
Yep.
and we love that for him. We absolutely love that for him. Um,
Yeah, I'm very excited, very very blessed. For my first child. So definitely looking forward to the sleepless nights. Um, looking forward to the sleepless nights. Looking forward to the blowouts, and looking forward to
Oof.
you know, um, just looking forward to this new chapter. I'm just like I said, I'm turning 40 this year. So in May, and then
Welcome to the 40 gang.
appreciate you. And then my child will be here in July. So I'm I've already made like a declaration that the 40s my this decade of my 40s is gonna be that decade where I truly just find peace and solitude in everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
and I want these now, these next years of my life to be just that peaceful,
Mm-hmm.
peaceful, serene, and just being able to enjoy every single fiber of what is given to me, and while continuing to learn, especially now with this new chapter that I'm about to, partake in.
So, you know, we are coming down to the last few days of Women's Month, um, which is why I definitely wanted to, shine light on like women's wrestling and stuff like that. But the other side of that is men's mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, in the past couple of years, anybody that's close to me knows that I have struggled and had to step away for quite some time to take care of myself. Um, and I think I have reached that same point in my life. Like, if it's not bringing me peace, I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm like trying to learn to be okay with what I don't have,
Yeah.
regardless of what it is. If I made it, if there's a particular decision that I made in my life, and while the consequence of said decision was greater than what I originally thought it would be, I don't regret the decision. And if I
Right.
had to do it again, I would. And because of what I got from it,
Right.
the bond between me and my mother got stronger. The bond between me and other family members got stronger. I got to learn and know people that had been in my life for a long time that I didn't know. I
Right.
got to learn things I didn't know about my sister that passed away. I got to deepen the connection with almost everybody in my life that meant something to me.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, Sims was along for the journey. And so I say all that to say I'm in the era of my life of just being thankful for what I do have. My prayers at night are no longer, um, can you do this for me?
Mm-hmm.
I need this. It's it's thank you for this.
Yeah.
Thank you for these people. If I'm asking for something, it's not for me. It's I want to see these people win, and these
Right.
people are struggling. Help
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
But
so
that's
that's where I am with it. But it took a lot of therapy to get to
right.
that point. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I um I don't pretend to have all the answers, and I'm still growing and I'm still learning. One of the things I struggle with is consistency.
Right.
I
Same.
I suck at consistency, and I suck at splitting my time in the way that it's supposed to be split. Um And so I know that these are weak areas for me, and I'm working on it. But I'm not where in the past I would have harped on it, and I would have been like, it would have been an oh my god moment. I take care of what I can take care of, and if I can't, and if and I worry about what I got control over, and what I don't have control over, I try to redirect that energy into something else.
Right.
So to hear you say your 40s is that era of none you're gifted, uh Creole King Kenny T to the chat. There's another giveaway, folks.
I'm gonna answer it too. But
and,
yeah,
and so, like, to hear you say that that's what you're focusing on, and to see you actively doing it, and especially trying to get to that point as you got a little one coming, so that you can provide her with the environment that you want her to be able to thrive in.
hmm
Like, I applaud that. You know what I mean? Like, good on you for for doing the work, because it's not easy. You know what I mean? We
right,
say, like, we strive for peace, and uh we want these things, but even peace take work.
yeah,
You know,
it does.
you
It
know
really
what I-
does.
and that's with anything. Peace in anything takes work. Peace in relationships take work. Peace in
Facts.
peace in your household takes work. That feeling
Yeah,
that you get when you that feeling of peace that you get when you walk through that door, and you take that,
yeah,
to get to that point takes work.
yeah. It does. It does. And that's. I mean, for me, it's years,
Mm-hmm.
years of you know, years of surviving, and you know, um, I'm a real big you get dealt the cards that you're given to, and you just you make it work. And I've learned how to adapt, and I've learned how to like survive off of the situations that are in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So so I always felt like a lot of those teens into the 20s, that part of me at one point felt like I lost those years because of the situations in the environment that I had to survive in. And my 30s were the year that was the decade of me reclaiming that lost time, and
Mm-hmm.
starting to enjoy the things that I wanted to enjoy, started to do the things that I felt I couldn't do in my 20s because I had to survive. And now I'm thankful for those 30s because it put a lot of things into perspective, and put a lot of things in um you know in a clearer view for what I really want for the rest of my life.
Right.
And so that's why like I've been on this journey for peace and striving for peace within myself. And that's like in what you say, like if it's not bringing me peace, I'm not even, I don't want it around me.
Right.
And I and like I said, like I I'm one of those people that gets labeled the strong friend. And I sometimes I hate that, because it's like the strong friend, like, we tired.
Facts.
The strong friends are tired with,
Facts.
and and the thing about it is that, just like how you said, like, I live on making sure that others are winning and others are thriving, and I get fulfillment in seeing the joy of people that I care about or people that are passionate about something that I'm in, and I'm able to help them attain their goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do with my content. Like my content is being able to just have somebody know that there's a place where you got somebody in a world and in an environment that thrives off of competition, thrives off of gatekeeping, and thrives off of negativity. That there is somebody that wants to see you win. There is somebody that cares about the work that you do. There's someone that is proud of the work and the consistency that you put in.
Right.
And even and it might and when you have those days where you doubt yourself, um, you know that there's somebody that's always rooting for you. You always got like a cheerleader or a crowd that's like, you know, wishing you nothing but the best and genuinely see, like you genuinely feel that, you know, that person just really wants you to do well. And that's what I strive to do, and that's what I aim for.
Mm-hmm.
And being able like, you know, like being able to help out somebody is the best feeling in the world. Like,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
and you know, I just wish that, you know, a lot of people have I wish that a lot of people had more of a sense of empathy, you know, towards each other, and
Mm-hmm.
just having that understanding that not everybody's gonna go through the same situation that you've gone through, and everybody has other people have gone through worse. But sometimes, like if you just take time just to like to listen to somebody and just like feel what they've been going through, like that, it'll just like at least trigger something in your heart to, you know, want to help out somebody just to make sure that they win. So, you know, I and that's one of the things that I want to, you know, ensure that I teach my daughter is like, you know, that, you know, every failure isn't fatal. You know,
Right.
appreciate every single experience, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, because that's what shapes you into the person that you are, and you take that stuff and you learn and you grow from it. And you know, and appreciate the knowledge that you receive, you know, from those around you, and you know, like really put it into perspective. And if you feel like it can apply to your life and make it better, then you do so. And if it doesn't, then at least you know that you like had, you know, somebody give you some type of advice or scenario that, you know, would put your make it keeps your brain, you know, working and putting it in perspective. Make sure that you're always learning. You know, make sure that you're always like trying something new. Don't, you know, don't be afraid of risk. Like, you know, like if you're afraid of risk and rejection, then you're technically afraid of living life, because that's what life is built off of.
Right. Absolutely. I 100% agree. Um, you said something that really struck home with me just now.
Mm.
Um, but before I get into that, congratulations to our winners, No ID and Cole. Um, man, two of the most deserving homies. I couldn't pick better myself. Uh, thank everybody that participated. We love to see crowd participation, especially on like uh, you know, this being the first show of season 3. Um, and this is kind of momentous. So thank y'all. Um, but you said something that struck home with me because I was always looked at as that not necessarily, yes, strong friend,
Mm-hmm.
but I was the strong son. I was the
Mm.
strong brother. I was the
Right.
strong, you know. And so, as a matter of fact, I know y'all say that he don't really exist, but Nuke has a song from when he used to rap where he talks about looking at me and wanting to draw from my strength when our sister passed away. Um, and so when I started to go through my breaking period, let's call it that. Um, I hid it from them
Hmm.
as best I could,
Right.
because if you view me here and I'm supposed to have you on in the backpack, I'm not I'm not gonna I refuse to tarnish your view of me because you need that.
Right. Yeah.
And if you feel like you can't get that from me anymore, where are you gonna get it from?
Yeah.
And so I isolated myself, and just it just so happened that life, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, had it set up to where I could take care of me without showing them how bad it got.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of y'all probably don't know this about me, but I'm a um I'm a Prince Hall Freemason. And so there's a saying that basically echoes one of the sentiments that you said about you love helping people. And don't get me wrong, I I I love helping people too,
Hmm.
and I but the problem with people like us is, you know that old saying, I'll give you the shirt off my back?
Yep.
You're not supposed to do that. And that took me a long time to understand.
Yeah.
You help people based on aiding them,
Yeah.
not helping them to the point where now y'all both need help.
Right.
Like, perfect example. Mama need money. So to help mama, I gave her my rent money. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah. Nah, that's facts.
In Freemasonry, we call that with within my length. It's not in my length to be able to do. I can't I can't help you without hurting my household, my family,
Yeah.
the people that I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
If I give this to you, then they go without.
Yeah.
You're supposed
That's
to
a fact.
take your excess,
Yeah.
what you have extra, and help people with that.
Yeah.
But we get stuck in, and I know all of this don't have nothing to do with wrestling. Y'all just gonna have to bear with me for a second. We in a groove.
Yeah.
uh you you can't you do no um you do no favors trying to help people if you gonna turn around and need the same help.
Right. Nah, that's true.
There was
Yeah.
I've been,
And
I've been married twice.
mm,
In the first marriage, I had just gotten my apartment, my very own apartment. Me, the wife at the time, and uh my kids. Right. mother-in-law was short on her rent. So we gave her the money for her rent, even though we was barely making ends meet, with
Right.
the understanding that when she got her check, she would give that back. First came and went, no money,
Hmm.
no available overtime from my job. I'm the only one working.
Right.
We lose the apartment because it was a we were already on a month to month situation. So now it's like three households in one apartment.
Yeah.
That's a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It you just you can't do that.
Yeah.
The other side to that is you said something about being having to survive.
Yeah.
I feel you on that too because I was in that position longer than I should have been. And
Yup.
but it's and even to this day, I find myself sometimes getting stuck with those same old survival mentalities that I had when they were necessary.
That's what I deal with.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I deal with. Where it's like, all right, that's the first thing to go to, and I gotta pull myself back and say, I don't gotta, I don't need to live like that. I'm in a better place.
And then on top of that, and it happened to me around the same time that it happened to you, between like the 17, 18 through the
Yeah.
20s. But then when my 30s were about to come around, in the time that I called myself trying to make up for that lost time and trying to reclaim when I was supposed to go through that,
Yeah.
my dumb ass jumped right back into another situation, another situation, and cut myself short on that time that I was supposed to have.
Right.
And so I think that that's what contributed to the. I see you, Sims. I know. I know. Uh, that's what I think contributed to a lot of my breaking period. Is because
Right.
I didn't grieve correctly. I didn't um I didn't mourn correctly. I didn't do I didn't allow myself to go through hell life changes correctly. And I was in the time that that I was trying to survive certain situations, I became a chameleon.
Yeah.
I changed even without being asked. I changed vital parts of myself to be able to fit into the situation because I couldn't be me because that wasn't acceptable. So I
Yeah.
had to do what I had to do to survive that situation.
Yeah.
And so all that to say is one, I feel where you're coming from. I know the journey.
Yeah.
It is not easy. We lucky to still be here.
That's a fact.
We lucky to
I,
still
I
be
thank
here.
God. I thank God for it every day.
We lucky to still be here. It's a blessing that we made it through that and are alive to tell the tales.
Yeah.
And don't give up, man. And if you feel yourself giving up, hit me. Cause if don't nobody know what you have been through,
Yeah.
I know from this conversation, we pretty much two peas in the pod right now.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
So,
Yeah.
um, man, listen, I have enjoyed, really, really enjoyed um this conversation. This was better than I thought it. Like I had high hopes for for like the episode,
Yeah.
but we took that and shattered that. Like I I have really enjoyed the fun parts, the serious parts,
Yeah.
and everything in between.
Agreed.
Thank
Same.
you. Thank you for coming through, bro. Like this was something that was 2 years in the making
Yeah.
and it was worth
Same. Nah, you're absolutely right, man. Like I definitely enjoyed the time. Um, like I said, I mean we've been on for almost like we've been on for 3 hours, and it's like it's I'm pretty sure we can probably go on for like another
it.
three.
Right, right.
And that's
But
and that's and that's what I
production
love,
production ain't
like,
finna let that happen though.
right, yeah, exactly, you know, like but that's the thing. It's just like, you know, in wrestling, it's chemistry.
Right.
And when the chemistry when you know that the chemistry hits, like, and it doesn't even, they probably never even had matches before, but something
Hmm.
special comes out of it. That's what this was,
I,
you
I
know.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And I'll tell you a secret. It was Colbert that introduced me to you. And he was like, yeah, that's frat, this, that, and the other. So then when I asked him about, like, do you think that he would be a good host for like down the line? Because originally I wanted you last season.
Right.
And he was like, I'm not sure, but I think y'all will really hit it off. Like like I really think that this would work. So he was pushing for you last season too. It just didn't work out. I had a
Right.
lot of stuff going on last season. Uh
Yeah.
but man, it was like I said, it was worth the wait. Uh
Yeah, for
this
sure. And it was a
probably
pleasure.
this probably won't be the last time. Uh
Oh, for sure it won't be.
it
For sure it won't be.
probably won't be the last time. We got because I have learned a lot in about people in doing this show. Because I don't know if you went through this, but being a black wrestling fan, I didn't think that there was so many of us.
Yeah.
I didn't think that there was so many of us, and I damn sure when I was talking to Kohlberg about like what I should do going forward in my content creation before we settled in on something like this, like I was excited when we came up with the idea because I had never seen anybody on Twitch that looked like me that had their own wrestling podcast, not on Twitch.
Right.
So, and if they did, it was structured. It was like instead of a conversation, it was
Like,
interviews and
yeah.
questions and you know, no, I want to sit down and talk to you like you family and we just vibe. Like
Right.
wherever the conversation go, that's where it go. Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's facts. Yeah.
um,
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, and that's the thing that I love, because it was like when when I was doing it, and I know we're about to go, but like when I
mhm,
was doing it, there was in 2019 there was nobody that was doing um like commentary like how it is now. You
right,
know, like you had a few people that was doing like e-feds and things like that. You know,
mhm,
shot like Sensei CJ and things like that. But like for me, I was really big on, I wanted to do play by play commentary on actual live matches. And there were people that did it, but when they did it, um and I had my aspirations, like I want to be a Twitch partner and do it, and they were like, I've never seen nobody become a Twitch partner just by doing that. And I was like, say less. That was that was the spark.
Challenge accepted.
Right. So and that's the thing. So it's like I just like how you asked if I've been through like the worst times. I was doing all of that like during COVID. That was the Thunderdome era
Right.
where like there was no sports, and I was the only person on Twitch that was still doing wrestling stuff just because wrestling was still happening on during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I was fortunate enough to like like help bring like I'm one of the pillars. I'm one of like I'm the foundation of what Twitch sports is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm part of that because I was in that very beginning group. I was in the pilot group for that.
Yeah,
And when sports
actually
shut down,
streaming.
yeah,
Yeah, you were actually streaming the actual show.
right. And you wasn't supposed to do that.
Right.
Like, but that is what gave me the idea of saying, let me start doing audio commentary and doing sidecasting.
Mm-hmm.
And now sidecasting is a normal thing that happens on Twitch. I was doing that before. I was the one who set the foundation for it to where it is today. So now, when you got this new era of sidecasters and people that are watching wrestling content, and I'm over here looking like like a founding father, just like smiling at what was created.
As you should. You
You
earned that.
know, yeah.
You definitely earned that.
So, and I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, and I'm, like me being a black man doing that, it's a
Yeah.
big thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, so it means a lot when people, like, when I interact with other people and they're like, oh, like, you inspired me to do this, or like I watched you do this and you gave me belief that I can do something. That
Mm-hmm.
means a lot because we all know imposter syndrome is real and self doubt is real. So there are times where, like, I know I had my time at the top. Like I had my main event run,
Right.
and now I'm kind of like I'm just floating in the mid card and I'm just chilling. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I love everybody else thriving.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I have those moments where I doubt myself or I question myself, saying like, "Am I still that creator like how I was back in 2020?" When people
Mm-hmm.
are like, "You're the reason why I do this," or "You inspired me to do this," or "The fact that you did this paved a way for me to do what you did in the beginning."
Right.
That is the confirmation that I appreciate and I value so much in this space
Mm-hmm.
because that's what keeps me going.
Right. I said this. I said this last um dream uh Lord, not dream hack. Dream
Green
con.
Con,
I
yeah,
said this last dream con when we were when because I gave a toast um at DreamCon. Um and I'll say it again. It's the family we chose. You know what I mean?
yep,
It's the Blue Satires, the Kohlbergs, the Melanin and Espressos, the Tiffany Chanel's, the No IDs, the 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 JRPGs, the blurred syrups,
yep.
the Vegases, uh, the push plays. Like
Right.
I when we saw each other, we it took us 2 seconds to realize, oh, that's you?
Who we
No,
were. Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no. I don't want no handshake. Bring that shit in.
Give me a hug.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
It it's the family we chose.
Yeah.
We we don't have we 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 don't have any control over the people that we share blood with. But those people that we share blood with will stab us in the back, hurt us,
Yep.
all on some. like hurt us bad, don't give
Yeah.
two shits about us, and the older generation, the people that came before us will say, "Well, you can't act like that towards them because y'all family." So
Yes,
it's
the hell I
okay
can.
for them to do what they did, but if I react, I'm wrong.
I'm wrong. No. Yeah.
You
That's
don't have you don't have control over the people that you chose, over the people that you share blood with.
yeah.
What I do have control over is the people that I choose in my circle. Just it just so happened that some of the people that I chose, I happen to share blood with some of them motherfuckers.
Right.
But you could be my blood brother, my blood sister. You could be my mama. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you,
It's a fact. That's a
and
fact.
won't think two ways about it.
Right.
But these people that I have in my life now, do we get frustrated at each other sometimes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have it out with each other sometimes? Yeah.
Hmm.
But when it all comes down to it, they want to see me win. I want to
Yep.
see them win. And they
Yep.
going to support me and ride with me in my lows, my highs. I did not build this community. This community built me.
I
These
felt
are
that.
these are all people who I have met. Everybody that's in chat that or that might be lurking, I didn't go out and find them and bring them over. They came here
Yeah.
to support me
Yep.
and to support what I got going on, just like I support them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's and yeah, there are some of them that you know we some people you can only take in certain amount of doses.
Hmm.
Some certain people that you have to, you know, you love them to death, but you can't be around them 24/7.
That's real. That's so true.
But when the shit hit the fan, and for the majority of them, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, if I truly needed something where I was out on my ass, I could pretty much reach out to almost any of them. And they may not be able to help me financially, but they would damn sure try.
Yep.
They would damn sure be there morally, checking on me all the time. If
Yep.
I go missing, if I don't show up in streams, or if I don't show up in Discord, they gonna give me a good week before somebody be like, "Hey, y'all seen Kenny? What the fuck going on?"
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yep. No, that's real. That's so true.
that's just how we are. Like, and I do that to them.
Yeah.
I just it you know the family we chose,
Right.
and this is as much. And I think people don't understand that too. The family that I chose is just as much real to me as my blood family.
Yeah.
Probably even more so because I can trust
Yep.
I can trust the people that I chose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we done got off on another whole tangent.
Hey, it be like that. It
So
be like that.
at the end of the show, what I like to do is give you the floor, let you tell everybody uh, what you got coming up. If you got something coming up, what's going on with you, and I want you to peek in and see who it is that you want to raid. If you got anybody online that you might want to show the love to.
Okay. Um. Well, first, I want to say thank you. Thank you for first with the invitation and reaching out to me to, to be a part, of Square Conversations. I really, really appreciate that, and I
Mhm.
enjoyed my time here. Like I said, it's been amazing. And what I'm working on, like I said, what I've been working on is just I've been trying to build my YouTube. That's been my form of consistency. So I try to post a YouTube video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12. Um
Oof.
so trying to do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So but I've what I've done is that I'm learning the power of repurposing content. So
Mm.
I'm putting a lot of stuff that I've had like in the vault, bringing that stuff out. So
Okay, Wayne, I
um
see you.
so yeah, um so just trying to just do that. Like I said, I guess the next big goal is like to try to hit the YouTube partner and whatnot. Um and streams wise, I am we got TSWF every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless otherwise noticed. Um Tuesdays now. Every Tuesday we just started WWE 2K25 my GM. So it's myself and Big Willie Isms. And if you don't know Big Willie, he also has an E-Fed called the Death Row Wrestling Federation, so DRWF. Shout outs to them. And so we're doing a my GM head to head every Tuesday. And then honestly, any other day that I do stream, I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Um, I usually don't have a plan. Kind of like how Blue Satire is. You gonna get whatever I decide to stream that day. So,
Understood.
so shout out to Blue with that because that's definitely what it is now.
That is the
Um,
realest stuff. Like when he said it, I don't even think that he knew the power of those words when he first did it.
right.
Cause
Nah,
listen,
and it's facts. Cause to be 100% honest with you, like when it comes to Twitch and how I am on Twitch, I'm mad grassroots on Twitch. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I miss the days where you go on Twitch to just really go watch the person who's streaming, don't care what they decide to stream, and you just
right,
have a good time. You know, like that's where it was back in the day. It wasn't about no subs and bits and whatnot. Not saying that the money ain't cool. Like, yeah, I love to have the money, but the thing about it is that it was really about that collaboration, the community, and just the creativity of the creator.
like the intro song that I play when I first come on stream. It's all about the vibe. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like it like don't come around here messing up the vibe.
right, exactly. So but besides that, I am yeah. I always tell people like if you ever need help with anything creatively, or like please reach out to me. I try to keep myself open to helping people out because like I said, I've had my fair share of years in this space, and I don't mind providing any resources to help out anybody else. And so I'm just doing that, while balancing life, growing every single day,
Hmm.
and making sure that I'm living my best and doing the best that I can. So,
Absolutely, man. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. So who we sharing this love to?
I see Karma is online, just like Karma 4. So we could
Okay,
definitely send it
okay,
over to
okay.
Karma.
We sharing the love uh 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 to family.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. And she hardly ever on it this time of night anyway. So it's
That's why.
like, bro, this is a phenomenon actually. Uh, but man, I tell you what. Uh, let's see if I remember how to do this.
Okay. but but
So
thank you. I really do appreciate you you have a wonderful platform of what you're doing, and I'm proud of all the work that you were doing and you're going to continue to do. So thank you once again for having me on this
Oh,
on
my
the
pleasure,
podcast. I really
man.
appreciate it.
Listen, the door is always open to you, man. This was this was a prime example of why I started doing it. To find people like us who love the sport, who love the art form, and who are not afraid of loose conversation. Let the conversation just take you wherever it take you.
Right.
And buddy, we did that today.
We so did.
We sure did. Um, we gonna go see Karma. That's family. Um, so with the raid commands, if you're a follower, go ahead and grab that first one. If you are a sub, um, if you sub to me, not if you are an actual sub as a person. If you sub to me, go ahead and grab that second one. Um, and we're gonna go ahead and go visit Just Like Karma, man. Thank y'all so much for a phenomenal first episode into season 3. Again, like the sign says behind me, mouth forever, uh, TSWF forever, EOV forever. We want to show love to all the homies, but right now our focus is on Twitch Mania, and that's tomorrow night. Uh, that's twitch.tv / Kohlberg9. Be there. I
Don't
promise
miss
you.
it.
I promise you, you won't regret it. Other than that, man, y'all be cool. Y'all be safe. I love y'all. We gone.
King Kenny